So, boys, we are continuing with the series. Tragically, my last count got mass ticketed because people thought I was abusing some program to, I don't know. I got mass ticketed, so I'm working on getting my other account unbanned. So, I just want to give my thoughts on Bronze ELO now that I'm escaping Bronze. This account, fortunately, is starting off where I left off, so I am currently, I think, Bronze 2, Bronze 1, this account. And my thoughts on Bronze ELO as a whole. I did actually play a lot of games in Bronze with the other account. I think like 20 games yesterday. And so far, I mean, genuinely, I don't think Bronze is that much different than Iron. There's less bots, which is good. But I also noticed one thing is that laners rarely ever leash. It makes it a little bit hard, but that was very close. That was extremely close. Oh, that's the first time I've been invaded so far today. Nice. Alright. Good thing I didn't die, though. Cool, I got 5 gold. I got 5 gold. It's all good. That would have been scary. If I died there, I would have had to give subs. Oh yeah, by the way, it's Twitch chat. I'm gifting 3 subs per death, so if you want a chance to win a free sub, type 3 in the chat. My goodness. That was terrifying. We'll probably start Wolves. The easier camp to start off. So, he's a little bit behind on zone clear. I maybe go invade his Raptors, and that'll catch me up. Yeah, usually when you get cheese as Red Kayn, the best way to come back is just making sure that you do not tilt. Just focus on what you can do instead of what you can't do. So yeah, I can't farm my bot side. I wanted to, but he only took 1 camp, and then he went bot. So he's not going to be that ahead himself. He's going to go farm his own camp, so I'm probably going to look to take his Raptors, and then maybe his Krugs if I can. And then I actually get ahead of on him. I'll take the top scuttle. I'll look to get Gromp, and then I'll probably path down. So I actually will wind up getting more CS than him. The only thing is that I'm going to invest more of my time into farming as opposed to ganking, which is a little bit tough. Because if he gets some ganks off, obviously that'll be very beneficial for him. I have to hope that Malphite also doesn't have a ward here. It's very unlikely that Rengar, level 2, would run straight to his top side to farm his top side. Because he was already around bot side, so it would just be very not good. And the reason why I'm not going to take red is because when he's done with his bot side camps, he's going to run over here, and the first camp he's going to run to defend is his red, not his Krugs. So this is kind of just a way to, avoid that confrontation. And also, it sets me up for a pretty good gank angle here. I always mention that the proper approach to a gank as Kayn is to always approach from the rear. So you want to make sure that you can get in that sort of angle where you can right behind them. Oh, nice. That was good. Got a 1-for-1. Yeah. I just get the top scuttle. I have a ward there, so I'm like pretty confident in being able to take this. Rengar might have went to my bot side and taken more of my camps. I'm not sure. Oh, he did. He got my Raptors. Nice. And he just threw his game. So this is pretty much like the worst thing that could happen for someone who cheeses. Someone who cheeses to die early on and not actually, be able to consistently farm their camps in the pattern that they'd like to. It puts them really far behind. So when I reset, I'm going to farm my bot to my top, and then I'll probably look to just camp the Alawi. I might actually be able to get another gank off here because I'm going to have the red buff, which will assist me in the gank. And as I mentioned earlier, when you do approach those ganks, what I like to do is I like to look at these terrains. So if you can get behind this terrain, if they're pushed above it, that's the best way to look for a gank. Obviously, there's other variables. Like if there's a big minion wave, maybe you don't want to like force a gank. And then like certain champions, you want to make sure your approach is not always like in a specific way. Like Alawi, you have to make sure that she doesn't 1v2 us. But her 1v2 potential really comes after she's post 6. So there are certain champions that you're like, okay, well, I can't really do much to her at this point in time. That's really important to know because after 6, I think we're not going to really look top side. But before 6, we could definitely look top side. There's a couple champs that are like that, and I can tell you guys some of them. I'd say Heimerdonger is one of them. Alawi, definitely, it's very hard. You can, but it's very hard. I think the one thing you need, if you're going to, is Ignite. Some sort of anti-heal. Renekton, I'd say the same exact thing. Since Rengar showed bot side, just taking my camp's bot side, he's doing what we'd call a vertical, which is something that is very surprising to see in this ELO. Vertical is essentially where he's farming all of bot side and I'm farming all of top side. So this means I'm just going to play to perma-play top and he's going to play to perma-play bot. So with that being said, that's where I'm going to go take his camps right here. And he's not actually getting as much of an advantage as me because I'm able to clear the camps faster and also make more plays on the map. The only thing is that with the vertical, it's very hard to secure both objectives. But I'm going to be honest with you, with Kayn, most of the time you have to be willing to give at least one objective early on, if not both, because your early game can be a little bit tough. But in order to break this vertical, I'm just going to run straight bot side with a big lead, and because I have a lot more gold saved than this guy, and a good amount of XP, I can just use my Iron Spike Whip and double longsword to his longsword and kind of just force whatever I want down bot lane. So that's how you kind of get out of this vertical situation. You don't want to be stuck in this for too long. Yeah. Okay. I probably took my Raptors. Another good way to like avoid the vertical is to get some bot side vision. Wherever you're like not able to play on that side. The vision on that side. Why, I didn't even take my camp. Notice how I head bot when red is up. That's another thing to make sure. This guy wants to get his buffs, but his buffs are going to spawn later. So you know what's going to happen here? I'm going to get red. I'm going to have the stats from red. I'm going to have the stats from Iron Spike Whip and double longsword. And he's going to be going to his blue because he invaded me. What did he do? He invaded my red, he took my red, he went bot, and then he went to his blue. So blue is going to spawn around 30 seconds after my red. Maybe even 45, depending on how long he took. He probably took a while. Right here, this is another good angle, though. So I have two opportunities. I could look for the bot, gank, and dive, or I could look for this blue invade. Lucian just eat forward, so this is where you just pay attention. And now look at this guy. Okay, that's one ulti, just in case he flashed. Never be too safe. Yeah, now we're gonna go for the invade. We're gonna get the bot side objective, and we're gonna take all of his bot side camps. Bring the ward. Top is gonna be really hard to handle. That Alawi. Very scary, but we should be fine. If Volley wants to help us, I really want to get that objective. I'm pretty adamant about it. Oh, Vayne reset. I was gonna say we could probably get it with Vayne, but I'm not gonna solo the objective. I mean, I probably should, but the only issue is that look how my top side. All my topside camps are up right now, and I'm going to lose all of them, and I'd rather not do that, especially when I'm ahead of the Rengar right now. Kind of don't want to give him anything, so yeah, I'll head over. Hopefully Yoni doesn't die here. Yeah, so I was able to get the bot gank off, and I was able to take the blue and the bot scuttle, 2 contested camps, and I can get all my camps for free without any punishment. So this is why this is such a good play. No punishment whatsoever here. Sadly, I have no E. I wanted to check the rift just in case he was like soloing it at that point in time. Absolutely zero punishment. The top was really low and reset, and I have mid prio, so I can get the rift. Rift is a better objective if you're playing more selfish, and I inherently play selfish this game. And I always teach people how to play selfish this game. Some other things I'd like to add in about bronze. Let's see. I mean, honestly, I feel like it was really similar to iron in terms of like skill and macro, except they CS a little bit better. Extremely easy to 1v9 in. I did actually lose one game in bronze. I lost one game. I played Shyvana, and I'll tell you, champion that I think is really broken in bronze is actually Mordekaiser. I think Mordekaiser jungle is terrifying to play against. There's a fed Mordekaiser when I was playing AP Shyvana. I had like, what, 80 CS on him, 2-level lead, and he still 1v1 me because he ulted me, so kind of rough. Alright. Oh my goodness, this guy is insane. This guy's just smurfing it. Wait, Alawi got 1v1 by Fiora. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so right now I'm just playing a very like well thought out game as opposed to the normal standardized league play because this guy wanted to cheese me. And the best way to beat cheese is to just use your brain, really. Use your brain. Probably gonna look to drop it top if anything. Aoi, I don't know if she has her ult, but let's see. We don't have any ignites, so I don't know how we play it. She wastes her one of her main abilities though. Or her actual main abilities, so. Nice. Just don't let her get anything off. I'm just gonna send the rift. So notice how I'm like kind of just playing for myself overall. Normally I do like to prioritize the dragons, but this game I actually didn't prioritize the dragons because I got cheese, so I didn't want to like play too like, you know, setting myself behind. I'm already a little bit behind, but you see, from being behind, I actually used that leverage to get myself very ahead. So it's kind of like, how would I call it? It's kind of like when you push something really far back and it comes back. It's kind of like trampolining. It's like, I feel like there's a better word for it. Can't think of it. It's off the tip of my tongue, but like a trampoline where you push all the way down and then you go flying up, right? Slingshot. Yeah, slingshotting. Yeah, I slingshot the tempo of the game. And this is one of the most important things to know how to do, because there's going to be cheesers, and if someone cheeses you, you have to know how to completely shift the tempo. And like I said, it's just focus, don't tilt. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. So he invaded my bot side, he went for the bot gank, so I go top side, and then I go to his top side. I make sure I use my vision, you have to utilize all your resources. I feel like that's something that players in every ELO, they don't do. Every ELO. Even in Challenger, a lot of the time, you got to utilize every resource. I'm talking your trinket, your abilities, any item that you have, your pot, anything that you could use. You want to make sure to utilize it all. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. I kind of already did, because early game I mentioned how you should do that. There is another thing that I want to bring up, and it's very important, and it's how to teamfight with Kayn. And this is probably the most important thing that you're going to hear today. Probably the most important. And, 1 second, let me just kill this guy right here. Nice. I just wanted to bait Lucian to get in range there. So I would definitely say the most important thing you want to focus on. Oh wait, what? That hit me? I'm gonna jump out of range here. The most important thing you want to focus on when you're playing red Kayn, you can see I just got 3 kills. Whenever you're in a team fight, I just want you to focus on 2 things. One, your ult should never be used when you're full HP. The only time I'll ever use my ult when I'm full HP is if someone's about to flash away and it's to like execute them because I don't have any way to get on top of them. But most of the time you want to use your ult like your Tryndamere, where you're very low HP and you're using your ult to get back to full HP because your entire kit is healing you. Your passive, like I said, you want to utilize everything. Your passive, every ability heals you. So you want to get as many Qs, as many Ws, as many abilities as you can get off. And then when you're low, you ult not just anyone. You ult the person with the most HP because then you're getting the most bang for your buck. You're getting the most healing you can get out. So essentially what I like to do, I like to stack my Conqueror in fights. And then I like to look for whoever is a tank, ult them. But usually in fights, I'm actually diving the back line. And I'll look to show you guys that during this game. But a lot of Kayn players I watch, they'll always use their ult early on. And it just upsets me. They're in the middle of a fight and they're like, oh, I lost like 100 HP, let me ult. No, you want to ult, you have your Conqueror fully stacked. You want to ult whoever is giving you the most healing. Then it's easy. So that's probably the most important thing you'll hear from this gamer video today. I'll try to demonstrate it right now. This guy doesn't give me the biggest heal, but he brings me in over here. And notice, even something minor that I did right there, I didn't level my ult. I leveled my W an extra level because I used my ult. My ult was going to give me absolutely nothing beneficial right there. Nothing beneficial. But my W will. And then you're wondering, oh, but isn't it bad to have a level 1 ult? Well, the thing is, next time I fight, I'm going to have my level 2 ult. I'm going to be level 12 or level 13. You don't need to fight every second. The next, like, minute, I'm going to be level 12. So I'll just level my ult in. So, like I said, you utilize every single resource you can. You play off every single timer you can, right? That's how Kayn works. It's all about AoE. You want to get as many people as you can with abilities as well. Line up as many. The more you play, you'll get comfortable with that. That's something I don't need to really tell you too much. I'm sure a lot of you that watch me, you can figure that out on your own. That's pretty basic stuff. But just play and just think about that. It's all about hitting the AoE. So get as many people in your Q, get as many people in your W. Use your Q to dodge skill shots as well. A lot of people don't do that. I'm sure some of you good players do, but not everyone. Now I have my level 2 ult. I don't need to reset as often as well, because if you're ahead and you can fight anyone, you can kill everyone. And why would you want to waste time resetting when you could use that time to kill everyone? You know what I mean? Okay. Now we're going to use the Rift. So another thing I mention with Red Kayn all the time is that Red Kayn plays through objectives. Blue Kayn typically looks for picks and then gets objectives. Red Kayn, you could just force the objectives, because if they try and 5v5 you, but you are the 5v5 champ. You are the thing that they're scared of, right? You're the champion that they're scared of. And a lot of people, you need to have confidence. This is what upsets me a lot with players. A lot of players lack confidence. If I'm against you and I'm confident that I'm going to go there and destroy you, I'm going to destroy you. If you're like, well, I don't know if we could fight this. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Maybe we could win this. Well, the thing is, if I'm focused and I'm going to run right at you, then I'm going to make sure that I hit everything on you. I'm going to make sure that I'm, you know, perfectly spacing, perfectly lining everything up. It takes a while, but definitely you have to work on confidence as a player. Because let me tell you, if you get to high elo and you're playing against every big name that you've ever, you know, wanted to play against, you're gonna need that confidence real bad. I remember, like, the first time I played against, like, any big name, like Bjergsen or something. Wait, I gotta focus on this fight. Dodge the Malphite ult with that. Oh, he dragged him out of that. Could have killed the Lowy there. That's kind of unlucky. He only dragged him out of my ult. What? Scripting. Oh, well, it's fine. I can get the objective. Why is Kayn below a 50% win rate? That's a great question. Why is he below a 50% win rate? I think a lot of people are testing out builds right now. I know Dantes was telling me about, yo dude, have you tried out Jackshow with Spear Shojin yet? Karasmai, your builds are bad. You know, one of my viewers, he sent me it, he woke me up. He woke me up, literally, woke me up. He was like, Dantes is talking smack about your builds. And I was like, what? I woke up angry today. I had a great stream yesterday, an even better stream the day before. Actually, no. Great stream 2 days ago, an even better stream yesterday. And today I woke up angry. Furious. Foaming at the mouth, practically. Because this Dantes fellow is going around lying, slandering Kayn. Telling my viewers to build horrendous items. Wait, I gotta focus on this fight. I'm actually getting folded. There's this Dantes fellow, I don't know if you've heard of him, slandering Kayn, telling people, yo dude, Karasmai's build stinks. Don't go green smite, go red smite, get Jackshow, get Spear Shojin. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It upsets me. It angers me. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll let him live in that fantasy island he lives in. His little bubble. I'm getting Chainsword because healing is probably one of the biggest issues with their comp. The Alawi healing, the Rengar healing. No, Major, this was the prem. It is quite nutty. Okay. I got an ulti there because I'm just low. Nice. So, notice how this is why Red Kayn is so good in these situations. Because what happens when you fight in the jungle? Here's another plus 10 ELO tip. Plus 10 ELO. Listen, it's not a lot, but those plus 10s add up. Because you listen to the last one, that's another 10. You listen to the ones I'm going to tell you, that's another 10. And then soon enough, you're going to have 100. You're going to have 200. And then you're going to be climbing the ranks like nothing. Here's another plus 10 ELO tip. If you're ever going to look to fight with Red Kayn, try to bait them into fighting you in the jungle. Why? Because a jungle is always at an advantage when they're fighting the jungle because you regenerate more mana in the jungle. And for Red Kayn, it's a lot harder for them to dodge skill shots when they're very clumped up. And notice how they stack on top of me as well. Okay. Ulting gives you a turret out. Aggro resets. I gain absolutely nothing from being under that turret with the Alawi. But I die! I actually died! Yeah, Alawi's kind of ridiculous. Wait, I think... I know what happened. I know what happened. I know exactly how I died there. I know exactly how I died there, and it's one of the most annoying interactions in the game. Alawi is probably one of the most Wow. I don't mean to BM, but Alawi is one of the most failed champs in the game because Riot made her and just kind of ignored her. So that is one of the weirdest interactions. So what happened was, she E'd me. My little dinghy over here was under turret, so the turret ramp up power autos were absolutely nuking my HP bar, to where it did 2.5k damage just for hitting the Alawi E. 2.5k damage just from hitting the Alawi E. I wasn't even eating the turret shots. The Alawi E was, which therefore absolutely blew me away. Yeah, she's one of those champions that's just like a massive design flaw, and Riot's just like, ah, we'll leave her in. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so we're gonna work on closing out this game. Evade tried stealing my blue buff. I got pretty lucky to get a Yuumi this game. Most games you don't get a Yuumi like this. I don't really care if she plays off me or not. Pretty nice. I'm gonna stopwatch just to be a little bit safe. You can see if I eat an Alawi, if I can just stopwatch that damage coming in, it would actually take me a lot of time. Because we open up one inhib and Fiora splitting for the top right now, we could probably get in this situation where I'm gonna play between then top. Apply that pressure, maybe even look for a dive if we can on the Alawi. Focus the turret if anything. I walked way too far up there. Yeah, I bait them to think they're gonna kill me, and then I just come out like that. And then I just... Oh, I actually missed that on him. I have enough range to catch him with that E. Or that W. Because he dodged with E. I spoke that backwards. I said that back. My brain's not working. Sorry. Alright. Well, now that we got the inhib, we can just work against the bot inhib, and then we can just group up. We got the dragon, which actually means nothing, so it's fine. Baron? We could get Baron to end, but notice how willing they are to fight. This is just me reading the enemies. So a lot of players, they play in patterns. So if I understand the pattern that they're playing in, then I can kind of just abuse that pattern. So I'm going to ping over here for the assistance. Kind of baiting like I'm caught out here and towards my team. The big lineup here. So that is a lot of what Kayn's strength is being able to stall out for your team. And now, let's see, we just win the fight. That's why I got the stopwatch. Nice, well, that's a pretty good game. So my overall thoughts with bronze, I have to say, it is definitely an ELO where you can definitely lose a game or two because of your team. Because that game I did lose to the Mordekaiser, I did have an inter, which does happen. In Iron I had inters too, but because of the Mordekaiser, I was unable to carry. And Kayn got banned, so, you know, if you want to say, oh, I can only play Kayn, maybe you're right. But bronze is a pretty fun adventure. Now we're going to work on getting out a silver. That'll be the next adventure. And hopefully my account gets unbanned. We can continue on that account, but this account I can play on too, so it's all good. Thank you, YouTube. Good luck with getting out of bronze. Shout out to all the silvers. I'm coming for ya.